before Spanish conquistadors or Christopher Columbus himself returned to Europe with tales of blood-sipping bats.
Boy, do I have a tale to tell you.
European communities were telling stories of undead monsters known as vampires. But the vampire bat itself is hardly the agent of evil its association with Dracula would lead one to believe. So let's draw the line between fact and fiction by covering these mysterious flying creatures today on Laf Pack.
It's a vampire!
It's Batman!
Vampire!
Batman!
Vampire!
Batman!
Vampire!
Batman! Hey! What are you guys doing? We are just trying to figure out which one is cooler, Batman?
Or a much better vampire.
Well, they both have a bat theme. But aren't they both named after a bat of some sort?
That's not entirely accurate. Sure, Batman is named after a bat, but a vampire did not get its name from its blood-drinking animal counterpart. See, the vampire bat was actually named after the blood-drinking monsters, not the other way around. Vampire mythologies existed in various cultures around the world way before the vampire bat got its name. From the ancient Babylonian tales of the mythical blood-drinking Lolitu, to the Strigoi of Romania, who not only drank the blood of cattle, but also of neighbors.
Hey neighbor, can I come over?
No thanks.
The stories of these blood-drinking monsters have been around for a lot longer than these tiny flying mammals. Vampire bats were first described officially in scientific literature way back in 1810. But it was around 87 years later, in 1897, that the release of Bram Stoker's novel Dracula would solidify forever the relationship between bats and vampires in Western culture. And to be fair, it does make sense that they would try to connect these monsters of lore with these animals, because bats are not only creepy, but they are so very cool. Oh yeah. Only 3 of the more than 1,300 different bat species are vampire bats. There's the common vampire bat, the white-winged vampire bat, and the hairy-legged vampire bat.
Of all the bats that could turn me into a vampire, it had to be the hairy-legged vampire bat. Finally, I'm done. Are you serious?
And these 3 are also the only bats that consume blood, and only blood, for both food and water. How do they drink this life liquid, and are they the terrifying monsters that they've been made out to be?
Let's find out with some feature facts!
Let's get it on. Featured facts. Location. Vampire bats live in tropical and subtropical climates, where it's warm all year round.
Yes, I know everyone's gonna be shocked when I say this, but it's gonna be hot.
Like other bats, vampire bats choose to live in very dark places, like caves, abandoned buildings, or hollowed out trees.
Ah, this is the life.
They sleep by day and will hang out upside down in colonies that range from just a few individuals to more than 1,000. Now I know what you're thinking. You want to know where these bloodsuckers live on the map. Well, buckle up, baby. These bad little bat boys and girls live all the way from the southern parts of South America up through to the northern part of Mexico itself. Oh yeah, just like the hummingbirds we covered a few episodes back, these bloodsuckers prefer to live only in the New World. And they've also been found right here in the United States, but only in a very small portion of it. Now, of the 3 species of vampire bats that exist, only one has been found in the most southern parts of Texas, called the Desmodus rotundus, otherwise known as the common vampire bat.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Size. Thanks to things like movies and fictional novels, vampire bats are associated with very scary images. But in reality, they're pretty cute. Or as the kids are saying, super dorbs.
Wanna be my best friend?
You might be surprised to find out that an adult vampire bat is only around 3 inches in height.
And that's me stretching on my tippy toes.
They only weigh about 2 ounces and have a wingspan of about 6 or 7 inches.
I'm still stretching.
With its brown or gray fur coat, small ears, short tail, strong hind legs, and little cone-shaped muzzle, a vampire bat almost looks adorable enough to bring home as a pet.
Hey Ma, look what I found. Can we keep him? So you're saying you'll think about it?
Speed. A vampire bat can travel up to speeds of 25 miles per hour when flying. Now, while bats are the only mammals with the ability to fly, vampire bats are the only bats with the ability to run. While other bats kind of awkwardly navigate flat surfaces, the common vampire bat can motor around on its thumbs, wrists, and legs at more than 3 feet per second. And this is a very useful skill, seeing how they have to sneak up on their prey while they're sleeping in order to eat.
Do not mind me, I'm just a cute little mouse looking for a bite.
Crazy! Crazy!
It's time for something crazy!
Here's something crazy. Vampire bats drink blood. But not like you think. Given their connection with the undead monsters, it's commonly thought that vampire bats suck blood. In reality, they lap it up like a cat or dog. Vampire bats, if they succeed in their hunt, make a painless cut near an artery using their sharp teeth, and then let the blood trickle out into a pool before licking it up. Each night, a vampire bat needs about 2 tablespoons of blood. And cannot go for more than 2 nights without food. If they do, they can starve to death. But seriously, that can be really bad.
FANGS. Really, the only scary thing about a vampire bat are the sharp, pointy teeth at the front of its mouth that it uses for feeding.
Cheese!
Well, since the vampire bat is about the size of an adult thumb, you can imagine that the teeth are pretty tiny. In fact, their back teeth are smaller than most other bats. But vampire teeth are incredibly sharp. They use the razor-sharp incisor teeth to shave the hairs off of their victim's skin before making a tiny 7mm size cut that is still just big enough to draw blood.
Oops, excuse me.
Vampire teeth are so sharp that even ones that are in museum collections must be handled carefully to avoid injury. Human food. Vampire bats can feed on almost any animal.
I am never coming down.
And they will take anything that has that warm liquid flowing through their veins.
I'm not prejudiced against anybody. You all taste the same to me.
Porcupines, armadillos, snakes, sea lions, even penguins are all on the menu.
Oh man, it all looks so good, I just don't know what to choose. Can you come back in 5 minutes?
But for the most part, they stick to livestock and birds. The common vampire bat tends to feed on mammals like cows, pigs, and horses, while the white-winged and hairy-legged vampire bats tend to primarily feed on sleeping chickens. Now that being said, vampire bats will take a bite out of a human if given a chance.
I do like the taste of those little piggies.
If by some strange twist of fate you are bitten by a vampire bat, it'll probably be during your sleep and you won't feel a thing. Doesn't make it any less creepy though. Spit. Well, hello there. Professor Glasses here, and I've heard you're hungry for more knowledge about the vampire bat. Well, my friend, you've come to the right place. And speaking of hunger, these bats are sure hungry creatures, and they know how to keep that food a-flowing for as long as the bat needs. Let me show you something. When a creature gets cut, the blood will continue to flow unless blood clotting occurs, in which the blood vessel gets plugged up by platelets.
Hey everyone, we're being called in. Let's move, move, move.
The platelets immediately begin to adhere to the cut edges of the vessel and release chemicals to attract even more platelets. A platelet plug is formed, and the external bleeding will eventually stop.
We may be tiny, but we get the job done, you know what I mean?
A protein in vampire bat saliva acts as an anticoagulant that prevents the blood of the prey from clotting and sealing up that wound.
Uh-oh, boys, the bat's playing dirty.
This allows the blood to flow as long as the bat is drinking it.
Ah, come on, bat, that ain't fair.
Now, these substances found in the bat saliva are similar to those found in leeches and blood-sucking insects like mosquitoes. This protein in bat spit is appropriately called Draculin and has been targeted as a potential treatment for stroke patients and other blood-clotting illnesses.
All right, bat, we'll allow it this time.
So there you go. If these bloodsuckers need to drink a good amount of blood, their saliva keeps the wound they made from a healing, so the blood they need to drink keeps a spilling. And that, my friends, is how these thirsty critters get rid of their jitters. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Vision. Vampire bats have a variety of physical abilities to aid them in the hunt for food. Being able to see in infrared is one of them. The infrared sensor in their nose acts like a heat-seeking sensor that allows the bats to find blood vessels near the surface of their host's skin. And not only do they see with infrared, they are also seeing the world through sound. That's right, they have echolocation. So they send out a sort of sonar that allows them to navigate through pitch black darkness.
Hey, Frankie, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I bet you can't see me.
Jesse, we're bats. We can see everything.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Family. Vampire bats have complex social relationships that are similar to humans, dolphins, and primates. These bats will often form friendships with many different bats in their roost. Because vampire bats don't put on fat, don't store energy, and can starve if they miss just 2 meals, other bats in their roost will often regurgitate their blood meals. Just like a mother bird might barf up food for its babies. And this food sharing goes beyond family members. What? If you were a bat and you fed another bat in the past,
Thank you.
then if you needed it, that same bat would come back and return the favor by feeding you if you were starving.
Let me return the favor. Blech.
In this way, the bats have a type of social safety net that they can rely on if they fail to get food.
Hey, thanks for puking in my mouth, good buddy. What are friends for?
It's joke time!
I've got jokes. Joke number 1. How many vampires will it take to change a light bulb? None. Why would they need it? They could see the dark side. Joke number 2. What's a vampire bat's favorite food? Ice cream, get it? Ice cream. Joke number 3. Where does a vampire go to take a shower? They go to the bathroom. Hey-o!
So vampire bats do drink blood, yes, but they are not the only flying animals that do. There's also birds like the oxpecker and the vampire finch. And that doesn't even begin to cover the insects that drink blood, like the mosquito or the even grosser bloodworm.
Did you just say gross? Ooh, don't make me bite you.
But if one of these creatures sounds interesting and you'd like us to cover them in a future episode, let us know in the comments below. Please, just don't ask us to cover the bloodworm. Please. They're gross.
What did I just get done saying?
But as for the vampire bat, what'd you guys think? Did you guys like it better than the monster or the hero?
And no wonder Batman uses bat as a symbol. That was so cool! It's also crazy how important blood is to these little flyers. If they don't get 2 tablespoons of blood every 2 days, it could be really bad.
I like that they can not only see in infrared, but they could also use sound waves. I mean, who needs light when you can see that way?
Yeah, and they're not even scary like the movies make them out to be. If you got bit, you wouldn't even notice.
Well, that's the show, everyone. A huge thanks goes out to Harley from Spokane, Washington, for suggesting this creepily cool creature.
Thank you, Harley. Yay!
Don't forget to hit subscribe so you let us know that you want to see more episodes. If you liked the video, let us know by smashing that like button.
And don't forget to share the show with your family and friends.
And we'll see you next time on Laf Pack. Next time on Laf Pack.
Oh yeah, next episode, we're stepping into the world of fantasy.
Wait, you are still here? Well, if you're gonna stick around, feel free to watch another episode. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye!